Germany will show them how it's done. But no, they got what they came for. They pillaged all, like, what, 3 or 4, 3 for sure campuses, or no, 2 for sure, I guess. 2 campuses, 2 their government plaza, and whatever else is there.
It was a commercial hub, campus, government plaza, and I think this is a Hansa. Yeah, so they got a Hansa commercial hub, 2 campuses in the government plaza.
Not too shabby for a day's work.
Yeah, and it didn't cost them a damn thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that might be a Jan Twitch, yeah.
Other than a great engineer charge, because they left with all their Cossacks.
Yeah. Yeah, the great engineer charge to make them own. POPIEL or EIL, that might be it. All right, what else we got here? Korea on Sim City 208 220 science. The science game is definitely in favor of PP Patrol right now. It's going to be an interesting. I don't know what the play is right now for TBD. I'm going to be honest with you. Now that they've lost Rome, I don't know what the play is. I don't think they can keep up on science. The culture is getting defended. They're gonna have to sim really, really hard and try and win domination somehow. But it's gonna be hard when you're not out teching anybody. It's gonna be hard to win domination. So interesting. It looked so bad for PP Patrol early when Mapuche was getting wiped, but it's not going to seem to matter too much. It's almost like there's a bit of a stalemate right now, and it's just everyone's just teching out other than this mess up here.
Now I'm with bated breath looking forward to, like, because I see where you're going, right? Or at least the way it looks like this is going. They still have to fight it out, or unless they concede it. But when Tordred comes into the equation, that is going to be one hell of a game.
Yeah, like absolutely.
Play for the game 2, and then I would expect it to go to game 3 if Tordred's in, but you never know. Like,
oh yeah,
we're a little bit biased between your love of Corny and my love of Tordred.
Yeah. He made a fort or something next to tunnel. What's the tunnel? What? Oh yeah, he made a What is that?
A fort.
Is it just a fort? It doesn't actually. Does it say it on there? Am I missing it?
It says fort at the bottom, underneath the continent.
Oh, fort. Yes, under by the yields. Yes, it's fort. I'm like reading all the stuff there. I thought it looked like a fort. I never build them, so I wouldn't know. Yeah,
$10 for the one who can name one time I haven't low rolled. Says Mole. Oh, in combat, he's talking about.
PP Patrol sounds like the knob Gestapo.
Falcon says, "Man, why you Irel my boy under the gun?"
Who said that?
Them, in your chat in top left, the players. So Mole, so Mongolia says $10 for the name one time I haven't low rolled, and then Falcon, who's Korea, said, "Man, why'd you have to go and Irel my boy under the gun, who is Mapuche?"
Oh, Irel, I killed him. The biggest low roll was lending me 3k gold as Zulu when I was playing Australia. Still no refund.
Still no
about
refund.
That. Good to know they can have some fun.
Yeah.
I think I need a favor right now, indeed. So yeah, he needs to get this city over here and settled before this falls. The cavalry, unless it has a promotion, he's going to want to get that. Oh no, he can't go back on the city. It's not his city. That unless he has a well, even with a promotion, it's probably dead. He's going to want to flank around with his cuirassier. He just needs to keep this alive long enough to get the settle. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious. There's things. This almost feels like concession talk. That's kind of weird. Like they're just kind of joking around a little bit now with each other, and I don't know. I hope it's not. Seaport, Kilwa, Venetian arsenal coming online in Jakarta. Interesting that he's building it. Oh, I know why he's building it over here. Jakarta, he doesn't have access to the Norway side, but you know what he does have access to? A southern pass. So Lampung and Jakarta and Jaljal can spam some units. They can't get through, like I said, on the south, but they 100% definitely can spam some units and potentially sandwich this squeeze job over here. Like that. Very interesting. It is. Venetian arsenal is 100% production towards naval units in all cities.
Ooh, that is
what?
Sick. And is he building that?
He's building it. He is 2 turns away. Corny is. And I don't see it being built. Colossus is being built there. It is not being built.
I don't even think he has the tech for it.
Like, yeah, I don't even. Like where is the tech for that anyway? I think I built it once in my Wonder Challenge, and that was it.
Yeah.
Removed. What's the tech? Mass production.
Yeah, the Rage is nowhere near that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Looks like Corny has a few tricks up his sleeves yet.
Yeah, I think he might just spam the hell out of boats and
yeah, like especially
beat the shit out of everybody.
If he gets even higher than freaking than his ironclads, right? Like, what would the next thing be? Destroyers?
Battleships is the next range.
Because ironclads are melee.
Oh, the next melee. Yes, that's exactly right. Who it is? Yeah.
Okay. Is that what he's building right there in Palembang?
These here?
Is that an ironclad?
No, those are seaports.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are seaports he's building in these cities. Okay. He's got one up here, one over here. Yeah, he's spamming seaports. Yeah. He's got the tech for seaports.
Those seaports and freaking combined with 100%.
Yeah, those seaports, because he has a lot of these guys are beasts. Like seaport, that's another 8 production. Like he's gonna have those seaports are gonna all be super nasty.
Oh yeah. Like super nasty. So don't count them out yet. Like
no. I until this thing's over, I'm not counting out Corny. I don't care how much Korea and Germany.
Yeah, how grim it looks. If anything, he'll go out with a bang. We know that much.
Yeah, Russia's 13 wide right now.
Yeah,
and Germany's only 12 wide. So I mean, that cancels each other out. And really, it's just like.
And Russia took Defender of the Faith too, right? Plus, with their Cossacks getting that +5 combat strength,
yeah,
like in home territory, at least they'll be able to hold out till they get like tanks up.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. Like at this point, it's like the win condition for PP Patrol is like science, I think, and then maybe scientific based, military. But if the seas are owned by Congo. Oh, sorry, by Congo. Oh my god!
If this like you lost me there.
If the seas are owned by Indonesia, I don't know where the hell Congo came from. I don't know. It'd be interesting. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
All those trade routes, like look at those juicy trade routes too. Yeah, and they have no idea what's coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. This is still quite the blockade.
Oh, for sure.
Kaiser Bravo, who is playing? Is that Underciv? No, Underciv's not playing. No, this is Underciv. I don't really know Underciv much at all, but I think he just plays in the CPL with randoms, right?
Yeah, from what I understand of it.
Yeah, like this is the Civ World Cup. This is like the highest of high levels. This is the best
of the whole world.
In the world, this is the best multiplayers in the world. Oh, it looks like wow. Korean tank showed up to the party, and the Keshig said, "I'm out of here."
Almost as bad as the tanks and the warrior in my game, and then the guy got cheeky and renamed his city. I can't think of the name there from China. The Tiananmen Square or whatever, the Tiananmen Square. like he had one warrior left or whatever, and the tanks were coming in to crush him, so he renamed the city Tiananmen Square.
That's funny.
The warrior got crushed by the tank.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, it's
not funny.
It's
but
not
yeah,
funny,
like,
haha. But
in
it's
Civ 6
well
context,
done.
it's funny. That's fair.
Yeah. We'll give it to you. They use a static version of the Better Balanced Game mod, and they have some slight modifications to the rules and the setup, but it's essentially CPL. It's actually CPL, and then there's like a number of other communities around the world. So like when I say the best of the world, I'm not just talking about best of CPL. I'm talking about Russia, France.
Yeah, because there's Civ FR is another league that funnels into it, so that's two that I know of.
Yeah.
Brazil has one, but I'm not sure if that they're part of CPL or if they have their own.
Yeah, and then the Russian one, and then there's also a Korean one and a Chinese one that are going to probably be folded in. Hopefully, fingers crossed. There's
Japanese,
no fun.
not Chinese.
What's that?
The Chinese
or Japanese? Sorry, yeah, not Chinese.
Because the Chinese team it with the government is a kind of a delicate issue, and we're not sure, or they're not sure. I shouldn't say we're not sure, but they aren't sure what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, the Japanese side and the Korean side. So yeah, this is like the elite of the elite. Best of the best. So what does that say about Norm? It says Norm don't play multiplayer. That's what that says. Norm, if I had 3,500 hours in multiplayer, maybe I would be playing this game instead of broadcasting it. But I'm perfectly happily being the beast of the world on single player.
So has that Phoenician Arsenal popped, Norm?
Oh yeah, I think it did. I think it popped last turn. Yeah, it's right here. And now he's being the seaport. You didn't know that scene existed beyond CPL? Oh yeah, many scenes other than CPL, and then there's the big scene, which is CWC, that's beyond the CPL.
Yeah, I'm hoping to at least not die in the first round of the CPL qualifiers. That's my whole goal.
The qualifier side, yeah.
Yeah, because like
survive a little bit.
Just one, one, and I'll be happy. I'll consider that a victory. Because like I wasn't aware that like I assumed that kind of the way it would work is that some of the top teams that are in like this season, I just assumed that they'd have like a natural birth into season 4, but they don't. So like in the CPL qualifiers, there will be like teams that are a CPL like you list from Civ FR, but like I think TBD is in the Civ Players League. So yeah, a lot of the players, like many of the guys from TBD, I'm pretty sure, are from the CPL side, so they play in the CPL like casual. Like for instance, the game I played with Corny and some of his guys yesterday was in the CPL. Yeah. It was all. No, I just meant specifically with the qualifiers, like in regards to the qualifiers. I just assumed that like the higher tier teams like would kind of get a natural birth, sort of like how like.
Oh yeah. I think they do. I think that I don't think that the highest end teams will compete in the qualifiers. I would think not anyway. Like they're like anybody who's currently in it for anyone currently in the CWC is probably in now. I would think, and then they'll have qualifiers to fill in open slots they're hoping to get going. Maybe, I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
They have, I mean, the playoffs. This will be done by basically the end of the month, so there'll be 2 months before next season because January sometime is when the next season starts, right?
Yeah, but the qualifiers start either the week of October 26th or the week of November 1st.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is that the qualifiers will have a couple months, so they could potentially be quite long. They could be like they could have everybody involved. I don't know.
Yeah, my experience not so much, but the CPL qualifiers will go on, just not my experience inside of them.
Yeah. So they back. Oh, actually, interestingly enough, and actually these guys, but there's actually a number of tank corps on their way to blow up the world of Mongol. They're going to blast right through them. They're going to try and get some walls up, but it's not going to make too much difference. And actually saw earlier, yeah, an escaped settler already from Mongolia. I'm not sure where he's going to want to plant that. Maybe he'll just plant it down here somewhere. I don't think he's going to want to take up. I'm not sure if there's even space in there.
And I mean, Corny has steel anyway, so like he's got it.
Corny doesn't have steel yet.
I thought he was 2 turns away a while ago.
Maybe he delayed it. Was it Corny that was 2 turns away on stick? Maybe it was.
I was almost 100%. It was.
Yeah, maybe it was Corny. Because if he did have it, he would have walls right now. He must have delayed it. I don't know. Maybe he just stopped it.
Tech, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he just got off of it because he doesn't need it right now. But
unless he has it at 1 turn and he's waiting.
Yeah, he's just waiting, and then he could just throw it up if well, this is definitely going down. I think. I don't know. Although Russia is bringing some troops in to be in the way, but they're going to want to turn those into tanks.
Do they have the tank or the tech for it?
They are on.
They're working on combustion right now.
Wait a second. Why is
Russia,
that?
Other team, yeah.
See, I'm not sure if this is giving me the right information. Mongolia. When I hover over top of it, it's giving me like.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the right tech, but it's just glitched out that it's showing you Mongolia on all of them.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, he did get it upgraded to a tank, so he had the tech, but it didn't live long.
Okay.
He turned it into a tank so it can be absolutely melted. Yeah. And you can see Russia coming up because they did not want Korea to get any wider. And Germany's coming up to try and reinforce that. And Russia's like, oh gosh. And I don't think they can probably expect much from Corny because Corny's got a whole other agenda. So I don't think they're going to want, like, Corny's not going to be like, oh, let me spam some tanks for you. Like, they've got to figure a way out here. He's throwing out medieval walls here. He's going medieval walls. He's going to bring his troops around. He's going to need to try and get upgraded here quick. I just don't think, like, Keshigs are not going to save him here. He's spamming Keshigs, but his lack of technology from that... He Arel ward himself, and now he's going to get Arel completely.
Okay, it's here. It's going to be here for you in 2 seconds, Storm. The link for CPL.
Okay. You dominate on Xbox. I mean, yeah. I mean,
yeah. You wouldn't be able to play console against.
More power to you, and you know. Oh, I just. Oh, they just do. But yeah.
Norm, can you mute yourself? And I'm going to talk to my chat for a moment.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I'll cover it.
That's the link to their Discord if you wanted to go check it out. Yeah, it's different worlds, yeah. 2 entirely different worlds. Like, I'm not, like, maybe you wouldn't get owned, but the level of most of the people who are still active in CPL at this point are people who've been doing it quite a bit, and they've got a meta. So a lot of tanks coming here. This city's going to have it rough, but if they can just protect this and protect this, especially because these trade routes, this was his trading partner. This was Corny's trading partner. If Corny loses his trading partner, that's going to be rough. So they just need to try and figure out a way to defend this. And this is going to be helpful, but definitely a lot of things going on here. Let me check yields. 3 turns on the era. Dark. Looks like Harold's going to go golden again. Korea's going to go golden again. Latero's going to have trouble, a lot of it. Normal, so Germany might be able to go dark into heroic. Corny was just in a golden. Looks like he's going to be easy dark into a heroic. I used to play on PC random lobbies, and I was like, these guys are so bad, I'm always ahead and look at the noobs. And on CPL, what I considered a medium-level player is 10 times better than anyone you can face on random lobbies. 2 turns on Kilwa. I want to ask Corny about his Kilwa play there. It's not, its value doesn't feel. I'm assuming Kilwa's the same, right? Oh, maybe it's the envoys. I can't imagine that though. When you were a suzerain, 15%. Yeah, it's the same. I really don't know the play. He doesn't have any Suzes. Or he didn't a minute ago. I didn't. Yeah, he doesn't currently have any. Now he could be saving up envoys and ready to pounce on one, but even then, that's only going to be 15% towards one yield in that one city, and the city's not that strong. I mean, even if it's TV takes a science city state. I mean, I'm not questioning. Corny's a top player in the world, like very, very top player in the world, and he's an absolute beast. But yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him about that. I know, Tommy. I know exactly how Kilwa works. I know exactly how it works. It is, without a doubt, in single player, the most powerful wonder in the game. 100%. Yeah, but if it has none, then I even one, it's a lot of production. He's been building that for like 12 turns to get 15% more science in the one city or 15% more gold. I'm not sure what his play is here. You dream of playing top tier Civ games? Well, all you can do is get started, Kaiser. All you can do is get started. He is pre-building the crap out of a Knights. He might be making a push, although the lines are pretty thick here. We'll have to see what he can do here, but he is. What about a Munson Scott Research Center? That's super late gameplay. I don't know. It'd be rare that you'd even have a situation where it'd be where it's super late. It's hard to. It's never relevant in any science game I play. Because my games are typically over before it unlocks. Edmund, quick summary of the state. Well, the quick summary is Rome got rolled by Korea. So you can see over here that Korea is much bigger now. The names might sound familiar to these cities for Romans. And so it's now 4v3. This was inevitable. The guys who took out most of Mapuche down here, the Mongols, are now getting rolled by Korean tanks. So Korea is definitely the star of the game so far. They need to find a way to defend this land so that Korea can't roll through the Indonesians. The German tanks flowing in behind are going to clean this up. They need to try and find a way to hold this and hold this so that this doesn't get pushed. If it does, it'll be
all right.
ball game.
I'm back in it, Norm.
It will be ball game. Atomics, well, you have to keep in mind the very, very important point here that being in the game, even if you have 1 or 2 cities, is a massive difference from a Diplo standpoint as far as diplomatic points and stuff. Noob here just did my research on Kilwa. Oh my goodness, thanks for that. Yes, 22 pass Kilwa. It's insane. Kilwa's insane, particularly since they put walls in the base game for city states. It previously was a little bit less valuable because you had to kind of protect the city states yourself in order to keep them in the game and keep the bonuses on. But then, of course, I used a city state wall mod, so that was fine to make it better. Once they put it in the base game, city states could survive, and it became like high S tier, crazy quality. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, Yokobu, yeah. I had it on Era there to check the Golden Age status, and I forgot to go back. Thank you. Can Mongolia capital be defended with battleships? Yeah, kind of. But it's gonna have to wait. It's gonna have to last a while. They're just now getting getting walls up. There's a tank coming through here. So these are actually tank armies. So those are going to be formidable. So we'll see what happens here. This is trouble. It's really going to be about... Yeah, he's got medieval walls coming here. I feel like he's going to maybe wish he had... Because he's going to need to get the Renaissance walls. Because he's not getting to steel. His tech is garbo. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Seeing Russia's culture is rough. Yeah, they didn't really do... Like, they're even quite wide, but they haven't gone crazy culture. They've had... now, to be fair, they've had to push a lot of military out to defend a long border here. They had to defend this border and the border with these guys. So what they tried to do is make a push. They were late, but they tried to make a push on Korea. So they had defended a long border. But I completely agree. They have not gotten nearly as wide as I would have liked. I don't know Almog very well, but I will say that one of the better players on TBD was not able to play today, and he played an unbelievable Russia game in last week's game that I did, and he's not here today. So, yeah, unfortunate that he's not crushing it and giving them a win condition. I feel like the only win condition at this point is for Corny to spam boats and break through this. He can also come down through here and come around the bottom and sandwich him from through this pass. So he can yeah, he's going to need to do that. The only problem is that scientifically they don't have an advantage, and so he's not going to be able to to do the nuke thing. I don't think. Like, Germany's up to 320 science. They got an uphill road for sure. Yeah, he didn't get much Tundra. It's funny, both games I've done last week and this week, Russia was in the game. The first game, like the first roll, they had a wonderful Tundra and they got remapped. And then the second time in, the remap was bad for Russia in both cases. Because this was obviously gross. And he had probably 3 times this size before it got remapped by the other team. A lot of snow and not much Tundra, yeah. I mean, he got one really good solid Tundra play, but that's it. Yeah, protecting this border here. This is pretty crazy here. That bombard protecting the pass. It's funny, they made this mountain pass to come in here and pillage all this, but now that they've fallen back, now they have to defend that pass because it's there forever. Yeah, let's see. So that tank army here. So they need to get on a move. This is not going to be fun. This is going to be a lot of pillage trade routes for Corny. They've basically said, we're through fighting. Let's just go have some fun. And there's no defense. There's no defense for this. They're gonna need these Russian tanks. They're not really making a big push to come help, but they need them to kind of roll on through and come, because he doesn't have a defense for this. He's putting together oh, there it is.
Though its face may
there it is.
Throughout the ages, history is written from the hand of the victor.
There it is. I was wandering through trying to find an excuse for why it was still a ball game. but it
By
wasn't.
your actions this day, you ensure
It was
our
not.
people a glorious tomorrow.
That was quite a game. It was a little bit of a roller coaster, and all your enemies are we won again, undefeated, 2-0. The recap was the first action was right here. Mongolia, down here in the south, they were spamming archers by like turn 7, and then they chopped horses at like turn 15 or whatever it was. I don't know the exact numbers. And they had like 8 of each go north and just kick the crap out of Mapuche over and over and over again. Mapuche slowly kind of held on and did the best he could, but it was basically an Arel war. He was taking down Mapuche and keeping him from being successful, but at the end of the day, it also meant Genghis Khan became irrelevant. So that was the beginning, and it kind of felt good on the TBD side. But they held on, and then it came time for Korea. Now, Korea at the beginning was kind of in a tough spot with just 5 cities, and they were kind of stuck between mountains, and this was obviously too dangerous to go settle. They had Germany to the south, but Germany was up against the coast, so they kind of needed to settle north. So Korea didn't have really anywhere to go other than this crappy land, which would have been wide open to an early push from the Mongols. So they said, that's okay. We'll just come and drop a city down here in Jiangsu, and we'll spam out a whole boatload of archers, and then we'll turn them into crossbows, and then we'll turn those into Hawashas. And they did all that in like the span of like 4 turns. And the next thing you know, it was Hawashas for days, and they just flooded in here and started just killing every unit possible. And it was just a disaster. They wiped in through here. They ignored this and just pushed right through. Took out Arpinum or whatever that is in Rome, and so they had a big line here, and then they just took out these 2. It was an orchestrated thing of beauty, and Rome just they had a lot of time to free sim, but never got there. They just never got there. They had a lot of unimproved land while this was happening. It's improved now, but their free sim was a little weak, it feels like, compared to what Korea was able to accomplish. And the push was too much for them. And that would kind of spelled a rough spot, because there wasn't really a victory condition coming online, I feel like, for TBD. Russia wasn't crushing culture, even though they had lots of space to spread out. And even though Corny had a really good, solid playthrough, and he was getting really good. He has great early science. He was competing in the science tree. He simply couldn't get ahead enough that he would have been able to go nuke people. He just would have been, by the time he got there, it would have been over, because Germany was free simming too hard down here, and Korea was getting so wide that they were almost unstoppable as well. And really, it was a Germany-Korea show, and unfortunately, because of that, we did not get to see the naval battle that we'd hoped for. These guys were holding the pass so Germany could free sim, and it just wasn't going to be there. I was hoping it could. The Venetian arsenal got built, and I was hoping that they could spam boats and we could see something fantastic in the seas, but we didn't get it. And then the nail in the coffin, like Blackados was saying, I was actually in the middle of describing it as the game ended. Corny had no defense for this. He was building up the potential to, if he'd have just put, he was basically ready to create cuirassiers or tanks or whatever he needed to here, but he wasn't there yet. But the point of this was to make a push on Norway. Unfortunately, he never got to the point where he could make that push. And over here, the tanks made it through, and they were just going to come over here and they're just going to beat up on this. Even if you put steel up, these tanks are going to come through. Germany has all these tanks here. they were all just going to flood through, and there wasn't enough that Russia could do to come up and defend it, because Russia is defending over here as well. So it just, yeah, ultimately the Irel War that happened here created a weak spot that Korea capitalized on, and they just poured right through. They almost would have been better off if Mongols had just not bothered with the war and built up more of a defense and kept themselves relevant scientifically so they could build up a defense to protect Corny. But I don't know if that would ever have been a viable strategy either. But anyway, that was it. I was describing it like, oh god, Corny's screwed, the tanks are through, and then victory.